Hey guys, it's definitely been a while since I've been able to make any videos. With the coronavirus and social isolation, getting groceries delivered of any kind has become a nightmare. The few people I know that used to help me go grocery shopping, they really haven't been able to do it. They've either been sick or it's just very complicated. Even getting, grocery delivery has been a nightmare. Being in Chicago using like Instacart or even Amazon Fresh can take weeks to get if there's even any spots available. I'm hoping that at some point things will get back to normal, but I was able to pick up a few things. So in this video, I'm going to be making breakfast sausage patties. Okay, I'm back. Now this actually will make a very small batch of sausage. You can make this a large batch and actually freeze it ahead of time. But we are dealing with methylcellulose, so everything needs to be weighed in grams. Now I will do the conversion for standard measurements if you want to follow this recipe exactly the way it is and not really have to worry about measuring in grams. So what I do is I start off by taking my TVP, my pea protein isolate, the methyl cellulose, and I mix it ahead of time in its own bowl. But technically the dry ingredients. Then in this bowl I've got the water, the oil, the vegan ham base, the maple syrup, and the reason why I do that is because this way I can really give it a taste. It should taste really strong, but it should taste like, breakfast sausage. Now, I'm using a pre-made breakfast sausage seasoning. I love doing it that way. It's, why try and reinvent the wheel? I will post a link for everything below that I'm using and a complete list of all the ingredients and basic instructions, because I always hate when somebody does a video and they don't give you the recipe, or you have to go to a website to get the recipe, and in between each sentence there's like 15, 20 ads for all kinds of irrelevant stuff that you just don't need. So I'm going to make it easy. This way you don't even have to finish watching the video if you don't want to. So like I said, I'm using a pre-made breakfast sausage seasoning. It is available on Amazon, and it actually took only 6 months to hear back from the manufacturer to make sure that it's actually vegan. And I can just imagine this place that makes seasoning for sausages thinking, okay, this nut wants to know if it's vegan or not. But I just find, I get a more consistent flavor. So I like it. So like I said, I've got the oil, I've got the maple syrup, I've got the vegan ham base. All of that good stuff is in this bowl. And then I'll give it a good mix. That actually tastes very similar to like Jimmy Dean's sausage, their breakfast sausage. It's pretty good. So I've got all my wet ingredients going into these dry ingredients. And then I'm just going to give them a good mix. And this is going to have to sit for, at least an hour. So once it's mixed well, I'll cover it. I'll stick it in the fridge for a couple hours. This is something you can do several hours later or the night before. But then, like I said, for this recipe, you can make actually quite a bit of them and just freeze them individually. It's a great way to, the easy, simple, quick breakfast with your tofu scrambles or your just eggs or whatever else you're using. Now that I've got this mixed, I am going to go ahead and cover this let it sit for a few hours, and I will be back. Now, it's only been about 20 minutes, but I wanted to make sure you guys get a chance to see the fact that all the extra liquids does get absorbed in with time. So I will be popping this back in the fridge for a few hours, and I'll be back. Okay, everyone, I am back. I've got, let's see, some wax paper that's in little squares. I've got a little ring. And here's the vegan breakfast sausage, fresh out of the refrigerator. Do this neatly, but I take my ring, I put it on one of the parchment papers, or excuse me, the wax paper. And I try and make these as even as possible, so I'm putting roughly 2 tablespoons in each one, and that's primarily because I also have to carb count, being a type 1 diabetic, and I just kind of give it a little bit of a squish, and then gently pull that up, and I put that aside. I'll take another one. It is a good idea to actually spray these rings with a little bit of cooking spray. It helps it so that it does not stick. And then put and just get them all filled up. I used to have a little tiny cup that would fit in these perfectly, but I can't find it. I'll get it in there and just move this aside. Now, once this is done, they go back in the fridge for a while. I actually won't cook these until tomorrow morning. And yeah, it's messy, I know. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just the way it is. So get that in there. Yeah, I gotta find that little cup. I don't remember where it's at. And I think I am gonna grab some cooking spray. Let's see, little pieces all over. I think I will look for that little cup and finish the rest of these, but you guys get the idea. This is quite simple. Like I said, if I wasn't gonna cook these tomorrow morning, I would actually stick them in a tray in the freezer, and then in a baggie for later use. So, I will be back. Hey guys, I'm back. It's the next morning. The sausage patties actually sat in the fridge overnight, if I can grab one. And they are ready to go in a skillet. They smell absolutely wonderful. Very comparable to like a Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage. So I'm gonna get my skillet out, put just a tiny bit of oil in there, and get these babies cooked up. Here we go. I've got my pan nice and hot. So I am gonna go ahead and start putting these in there. Now, it's really important to really cook them thoroughly. And yeah, they're not meat. It's not an issue with that. But the methylcellulose really has to be burned up to at least, I think it's 130 degrees is the max for it to really give it that meat-like texture. Move those over so I can put all of these in at one time. And of course, I feel I just burnt my finger. So these will stay in there until they're browned on both sides. It's not going to take long, just a few minutes each side. I'm back. These are absolutely amazing. Just in case you can't find the breakfast sausage pre-made seasoning, I will include a basic recipe that works wonderful. So I hope you guys can give this a try. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you get notification of my upcoming videos. And remember, if my blind ass can do this, so can you.